Welcome to Travel Tutor. In this episode, we're going to look at how to book the cheapest flights in 2018. Number one is start searching as early as possible. Once your plans are set, start looking at prices and options. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean book as early as possible, but as soon as your plans are set, I definitely recommend starting to have a look around so you know what the options are and you can start to narrow down exactly what it is you're looking for. I also recommend deciding on a price you'd be happy with. And once you find that price, just book it. You can drive yourself absolutely crazy checking prices every 10 minutes to see if they've gone up or down. So again, find a price that you're happy with and book it and don't look back. It is true that prices can go down, but it is more likely that they go up. So keep that in mind. Number two is set an alert with Google Flights. Google Flights is a great tool for research, but again, it is not a booking engine. So once you plug in your dates, your city pair, and you're onto the results page, you'll see the option there to set a flight alert. And if you want to get even more specific, you can select the flight that you're really interested in. And then on that next page, it'll allow you to set an alert for those specific flights. Number three is be flexible. Some airlines are really great with helping you find fares if your dates are slightly flexible. WestJet, for instance, once you go in to plug in your dates on the search page, it shows you on the calendar the fare for every day, and it even highlights the lowest fares in yellow, making it really easy for you to find the lowest fare. Air Canada, this is an example of a domestic or a trans-border search where it shows you the fare for 3 days before and 3 days after the date you entered. If you're searching internationally, the setup is a bit different. It comes up as a grid, but it still shows you if you switch your dates slightly, if there's a lower fare available. Number four is break apart your journey. Now, this is something I've touched on in a couple of other episodes, and it can be a great way to get a lower fare. It could work out to be cheaper if you break apart your trip and book 2 or even more tickets rather than 1. Here's an example that I looked up, which is Vancouver to Langkawi in Malaysia for October 10th to October 18th. If we look at 2 tickets, Cathay Pacific from Vancouver to Hong Kong, and then a budget carrier, Air Asia, from Hong Kong to Langkawi, that works up to $966. Whereas if we look at 1 ticket, which is combined Cathay Pacific and Malaysia Airlines, works out to $1195. So that's just over a $200 difference. Now, keep in mind there is an inherent risk here because you have 2 tickets. If you were to miss the next flight, like let's say the flight out of Vancouver arriving into Hong Kong was delayed and you didn't have enough time to catch the Air Asia flight, that could leave you in a bit of a jam. So you'd have to weigh the risk and the savings if it's worth it or not. If you do decide to go with the 2 tickets, I really strongly recommend insurance to protect that connection. And also remember to leave enough time between the 2 as you'll need to clear customs, get your baggage, etc. And you don't want to have to be running to your next flight or be really stressed about it. And finally, number 5 is try a travel agent. A lot of people these days think that travel agents are antiquated and out of date, and it's the furthest thing from the truth. A lot of the larger chains have what are known as net or bulk fares, and these are discounts they get from specific airlines because they do such a large volume of business with them. And they often pass on those discounts to the customer. So shop around at some different chains and see what they have to offer. 2 great ones to try are Flight Centre in Canada or Liberty Travel in the United States. And they may bring to your attention some routes or airlines that you may have not considered before. Thanks for tuning into this episode. Let us know in the comments below if you have any questions and if there's any topics you'd like us to cover in future episodes. And please be sure to click on subscribe. We're here to help you get the most out of booking your travel.